Today we're looking at this cylinder lift and rotate unit. First of all, we go to the back of the unit with our handle here which has the steering for the machine. We push the unit forwards until it lines up the cylinder. We just want to gently touch it so we don't want to push it over. Once we're up against it, we come around the front and we take our strap which has a hook on the end of it. So we bring this hook round the cylinder and hook it onto the other side. We then hold the loose end, so the slack end, and we pull any slack out so it's nice and snug. And then once we've taken any slack out, we can then operate our ratchet handle. We don't need to over tighten it, we just need to tighten it nice and snug. We then put our loose end of the strap, just tuck it in there. We then need to lift the cylinder, so we do this by pumping this black pump handle. So we pump it like so. When we're happy with the lift height, we've got adequate clearance, we then take our lever here. This attaches on this side using this hook. So we'll attach it like so, and we can then begin to rotate the cylinder over. There we have it, we have a cylinder inverted. We can take our handle off and we can either leave it like this or take it to another area. When we're finished, again, we attach our hook back on and then we can bring it back round to the upright vertical position. So there we are, that's upright. We'll remove our hook, place it back on the machine for use later on. We then come to the back near our pump handle and we have this black lowering lever. I can see the cylinder's nice and straight, it's going to sit on the ground nice and square. We basically turn this anti-clockwise and this lowers it down. It's very controllable, so we can open it a small amount and it will lower very gently. We just need to lower it until there's weight off the cylinder. The cylinder's now sitting on the floor, but we're still strapped in at the front here. So to release the strap, we take our slack end, we disconnect the ratchet all the way around until it clicks, and then work it back just so we've got a bit of slack in the belt there. See, it's gone completely slack. We remove our hook, get that out of the way. We can then pull the machine back, and that leaves our cylinder just like we started. We're now going to lift this LPG cylinder off this simulated platform, so it's on a pallet. We're going to take our steering, push the unit forwards, again till it gently touches the cylinder. Now we want to leave, the unit has a brake at the back, which we can click on and click off with our foot. We want to leave the brake off, so that when we come to the front and we secure it with a strap, the machine can always pull forward if needed, if the cylinder is particularly heavy. We take our hook, pass it around the front of the cylinder, just as before, and hook it on. We then pull out any slack, so we want to take the slack out before we tighten the ratchet, so you can see that's nice and snug, and we then ratchet it in. Tuck our slack out of the way. Then we come to the back again, pump the pump handle to lift it up. We do these units at various lift heights, so this unit has a lift stroke of 500 millimeters, but we can lift all the way up to 1.2 meters for tall lift applications if needed. We take our crank handle with our hook, hook it in place, stand to the side of the machine, and then we begin rotating it over to tip it upside down. Once inverted, we can either leave it like this and move it to another location. We can load it into a machine if needed for hydro testing or something similar. Or we can rotate it back to vertical and place it back down on the platform, which is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to continue rotating it the way we were going, all the way around. We've got rotation through 360 degrees. And there we are, that's in the upright. Adjust it slightly. Take off our crank handle and store it on the unit. Then come to the back, using our lowering lever, nice and gently placing it down on the pallet. Once the weight's off the machine, come to the front, release our ratchet. And once you hit click, you can pull it back and make sure you've got some slack. Remove the hook, move out of the way, and pull the machine back. We're ready to go get another cylinder and carry on. We're now going to show you how to operate this ratchet. We take the hook, making sure it's not twisted, we pass it round the outside of the cylinder and hook it on. We then take our slack end, pull out any slack, and we pull this handle to bring the lever out ready to use. We then operate the lever and stow it by pulling the lever and closing it all the way. You see it's nice and stowed all together. This is now secure, ready to lift. When we've lowered the cylinder down and we want to remove the strap, we keep hold of this strap here, pull it round using this, see my thumb on this lever here? So you're pulling this round all the way so the ratchet is fully open, and you hear that click. That means we can now pull this around, and that will create a lot of slack here in the middle, allowing us to remove the hook. And that's how we operate it.